What is systemic? You believe there's systemic racism?
Yes.
And what is that exactly?
The way I can best describe systemic racism is Jews were taken care of after the Holocaust. The Native Americans have been taken care of to some degree with payouts from America. So America's taken care of every other culture that they've done wrong by, except for blacks.
Are you saying that there's systemic racism because the black people want money for slavery?
I mean, you're kind of jamming the two together. I'm saying that there's systemic racism because America's never done their part to help black people get on solid footing after they were freed.
By not giving them money?
By not giving them opportunity, whether that's money or land or business.
So if white people gave black people money, would they then shut up?
I think not just money, but I think
they want land?
I'm not going to speak for each one.
If those communities that you mentioned, if those black men and women got married, the parents were good examples for their children, raised them in a decent moral way, would they be begging for reparations or blaming white people?
That's a big hypothetical. I would like to think that if they had those opportunities, I don't think that it would be anywhere near as divided as it is right now.
So they don't have the opportunity to get married and do it the right way?
Very few blacks, by comparison to whites, have that opportunity.
What is stopping them from getting married? Are white people stopping them from getting married?
No, it's big. It goes back to your point where you said bad parents, so they raise bad kids. Bad black parents, because bad black parents were born into systemic racism, where they didn't have any real opportunity.
How are you born into systemic? What do you mean?
So you've seen, phrases like ghetto and the projects. If you're born in the ghetto and the projects, how much opportunity do you have versus the white kids born in the suburbs?
When I was growing up, I grew up on a plantation in Alabama under the Jim Crow laws. None of this mess that you see today was happening. We weren't blaming white people. Black men and women got married. They worked. They was a good example for their children. They treated white people the same way they would like to be treated. Whites treated blacks the same way. They were not relying on the government. They were not crying racism or any of that stuff. And that was like right under Jim Crow, right after slavery and all that kind of stuff. They took care of themselves. The same way the Jews did when they came out. They took care of themselves. Mm-hmm. They stayed close with the family. Why is it that if blacks were doing that today, would they be crying racism and wanting free stuff? Would they be blaming and acting like victims if they took control of their lives and lived in that way?
That's a really good point and question.